Welcome back to another episode. And today we are talking about why is making adult friends so hard? And I've been thinking about this a lot lately, especially because a few years back I moved from New York to Florida to kind of reinvent myself and create a new life and new friends, and it just had different expectations on how it would go and didn't seem to really escalate. And not that people haven't reached out to me, I just feel more like it's like I crave friends, but for some reason I just am a loner and kind of don't want to go out in a way. Which I don't know if anybody can ever relate to that. And if you can, maybe I'll set up a poll, or you can reach out via my email, which I'll leave at the end. You can reach out. But again, so why are making friends as an adult so much harder than if we were kids? Seriously, like when we were young, it was so easy. I mean, you like the same music, you sat next to each other in class, you're both playing outside, watching the same TV show, and suddenly, boom, best friends. Now, it feels like everybody has walls up. And seriously, it makes sense, because it's like when you're a kid, you're kind of pushed together and forced to be into a group of friends. And, that's just the way life is. But as you grow and change, you find your people. But anyway, when you were younger, it just was so much easier. You liked the same music. You sat next to each other. You watched the TV shows that were the same. The walls weren't up. And honestly, I kind of feel like an alien sometimes around certain people. Not in a bad way. Not like I'm better than anybody. Just different. I feel different. I live around a lot of very peppy, polished, put together people. And sometimes I genuinely struggle making conversation because I don't naturally fit into that vibe. And sometimes I may put myself into, I guess, a box of feeling a little less, which is something I'm working on. Comparison, which is, I guess, in form of shame, which is a very draining emotion, but we can get into that another time. But yeah, just different. Everybody's a little different here. It's a different vibe than Long Island, New York, of course. It's funny because I didn't grow up in a horrible place or anything like that, but I definitely didn't grow up in a way people did here. Golf carts and, motorbikes and just bicycling everywhere and tennis and pickleball. These are really big things. All year round kind of outdoor beach. So sometimes I feel like everybody else got the social rule book and I somehow missed the meeting. Like, how much eye contact is too much? How often are you supposed to text people? How do you casually make friends at school pickup lines or sports or dance class? And this is a big one for me because, unfortunately, my school, which I won't name, is shutting down the walker system. And it's just car line pickup, which is very unfortunate because it kind of takes the opportunity of the kids to kind of socialize after school, burn some energy, and parents to kind of get together. So that's a little shame. It's a shame, but anyway, I'm not going to get too much into that. But honestly, yeah, half the time I'm standing there in my head thinking, please don't make this awkward, while I'm simultaneously making it awkward. Because honestly, half the time I'm standing there in my head thinking, please don't make this awkward, and I'm just doing it to myself. And I'm not the only person who feels this way. I think adulthood changes friendship because life changes us. When we were kids, we were more open, unguarded. We don't really care if people fully get us yet, but adults have baggage. We've been judged, we've been rejected, talked about, left out, disappointed. So now everybody walks around protecting themselves a little. And social media honestly makes some of it worse. A lot of it worse. I mean, now everybody feels pressure to seem happy and perfect and busy and successful and emotionally stable all the time. And seriously, looking at that, just know that it's really not all true. I mean, really, people will put their best face forward. So don't ever put yourself down because of some social media post. But going off topic again, I mean, really, most people are secretly sitting in their car, exhausted, wondering if anybody actually understands them. I think about adult friendships, how they look different now. When I was younger, friendships meant talking constantly, hanging out together constantly, doing everything together. Now, honestly, I don't even necessarily want that. I don't want somebody at my butt 24/7. I don't need daily phone calls. I don't need forced small talk every single day. I think I just really want something deeper than that. I want somebody there that's mutually understanding. The kind of friendship where you can disappear for 2 weeks because life got so overwhelming and that other person doesn't take it personal. That kind of friendship where you can text, I'm having a rough day, and they don't need to fully explain to care. The kind where you don't feel judged or being emotionally quiet, anxious, overwhelmed, just not in the mood to fake being peppy. I think a lot of adults want that. We want connection, but we're tired. We want friendship, but we need space. We want someone there, but we don't want to feel obligated every second. And that's hard to explain because sometimes people take space personally. But needing space doesn't mean you don't care. Sometimes needing space means you're just trying to survive your own life. So how do we actually make adult friends? I'm clearly no expert because I'm still figuring it out too, believe me. But I think the first thing is being honest with yourself about the kind of friendship you actually want. And the kind of thing you're supposed to want is not the movie version, not the social media one, not the matching outfit, brunch every day, Sunday, group chat blowing up all day version. Oh, geez. Make your version of friendship, maybe it's quieter. Maybe it's one you can just be real with. Maybe it's someone you grab coffee with once in a blue moon. Or another mom you can stand next to at the school event and not feel like you're performing. Maybe it's somebody who you can laugh with and feel weird. The weird stuff with you and not make you feel too much. I think another thing is learning how to start small. Sometimes we put so much pressure on making a real friend that we scare ourselves out of even trying. Not every person has to become your best friend. Some people can just be friendly faces. Some people can be casual coffee people. Some people we can laugh together or pick up people. And others, sometimes those smaller connections slowly become real friendships over time. I also think it helps to look for the other slightly awkward people. Seriously. The person standing a little off to the side. The person who looks like they don't know what to do with their hands. The person who makes one random honest comment that doesn't sound fake. Excuse me. I'm not used to speaking really into a microphone, so forgive me. Those are usually my people. Because I think when you feel like an alien, you're not necessarily looking for the most popular person in the room. You're looking for the other alien. You're the person who feels a little out of place. So the person who also doesn't know how everything else seems to make this look so easy. And sometimes it takes one honest sentence, something like, I'm so bad at small talk, but I'm trying, or I always feel awkward at these things, or I'm not great at making mom friends, but you seem easy to talk to. That's kind of honestly like feel terrifying, but it can also be such a relief to the other person because chances are they're just as nervous too. And I think we forget that a lot. We assume everybody's confident, everybody's else is included, and everyone has their people, but a lot of adults are lonely and are craving connection. And a lot of adults are waiting for somebody else to just be brave enough to be first. And maybe making adult friendships doesn't seem to happen as instant as childhood friendships did. Maybe it takes longer now because we're more layered, we're more cautious. I mean, we've lived more, but maybe that also makes the real friendships more meaningful when they do happen. Because when you finally find someone who sees the real you, not the polished version, not the peppy version, not the version that thinks you're supposed to be, it feels different. It feels like exhaling. So I guess my advice, even to myself, would be stop trying to fit into rooms that make you feel like you have to shrink or perform. Be kind, be open. Start small, don't force chemistry, and don't assume everyone else has it all figured out. And when you meet somebody who makes you feel a little less weird, pay attention. That might be your person, or at least the beginning of a friendship. And if you feel like an alien sometimes, maybe that's not such a bad thing. Maybe it just means you're looking for real connection in a world full of surface conversations. And honestly, I think there's a lot more aliens walking around than we realize. Well, anyway, thanks for listening.